Excuse me. I was eating a fireball and it was burning me. So sorry about that. But hello, my little crones, my little munchkins, and my little chickens. How are you today? Well, I hope everyone is doing well and safe and at peace. Well, I got some disturbing news last night, and it woke me out of my sleep, you know, and it's about this woman, this young woman. Her name is Shaquella Robinson, and I heard the name Robinson, and I jumped up out of my seat because that name Robinson is dear to me. So as I begin to hear the commentators go on about how this woman went to Mexico with, 5 or 6 of her friends.
6 of friends.
And actually, one of the girls, at least it appeared to be a girl's hand, I don't know, that was videoing this, watched this black woman beat this other black woman. I don't know what we get out of filming this. I don't even know, when the woman didn't even fight back, I don't even know why no one stopped it. What do we get out of that? Oh, my brothers and my sisters, if we could only love one another. What do we get out of that? Now, the woman that beat her, unmercifully, because the girl didn't even fight back. You snapped her neck, broke her neck, you broke her back, snapped her neck, and did some other damage. You beat this girl to death, and you know what? You don't have to hide. You have to hide from her spirit, because her spirit ain't at rest. And you may feel like, I didn't mean it. You probably lost control and just got all of your rage out. And the more docile she became, the more violent. And you're right, it probably wasn't even you. It was some demonic spirit that attached to you that wanted you to do murder because it was already in you. You already had the propensity to do murder. You already had it in you to beat someone to death. The way you beat that woman showed the world, whoever's seen it, you are a beater. And you're merciless. And now you're running looking for mercy. You have mercy. You have it. Because there is nothing that the United States can do because it didn't happen in this country. And clearly, Mexico's saying this is too messy. I don't want to deal with this. It isn't nothing in this for me. Now, maybe it was some rich white man or child, maybe. But some black people that just went over to Mexico, act a fool, and one of you got killed. Shame. And the thing is, you could have stopped. When you saw her fall over, you could have stopped, but you didn't. And this is going to haunt you. You have nowhere to run. You don't have nowhere to run because she's on your back. She's not at peace. She woke me out of my sleep, and I didn't even want to read on this. Tell the truth, baby.
That is true.
But this is one of the things that I do. So I want to know what happened. I don't know. She probably can't convey much. But I'm going to relay what she says, her spirit says to me through the cards, if I'm able. I don't know. We can see. I could do it randomly, but I don't know if I could do it and call on Shakira, what's her name? Shaquella Robinson. Shaquella Robinson. I hear you. What is it that you would like to say? What would you like to say? She's crying and she said it hurt. Now I channel, so I don't know what you're going to get, so be patient with me, okay? I'm going to try to retain myself here as I do this. She said it hurt. She said that she was going to fight her, but she felt like in the midst that she got hurt. And so you know how you just get a sharp pain and you just stop? And she said that it wasn't worth it. So she figured if she just let her beat her, she would stop. But she said that she wouldn't stop. Where are you? She's in between. Excuse me. Excuse me, this is what I go through, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get gas. I feel nervous. She's in Mexico. She doesn't know where she's at. She just want to go home. She want her body. Do you know where her body is? You said you was going to look that up for me. I need you to be more sharper. She doesn't have her body because she's gone. She died brutal. She had a brutal death. It's like her spirit is lost. And it's like it's like she's just adjusting, like she doesn't have her body. And she adjusting. And she's not crying because she feels like there is no tears. She just feels like, I want to go home. She understands.
It is back in Charlotte.
Oh, what, really?
Yes. Then the article posted that 6 days ago.
See? I had no idea. But she won her body. I don't know where her body got separated or how or whatever. I don't know. Ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes. The Ace of Cups. The Six of Pentacles.
Why did you go? You know you didn't trust those girls.
The Knight of Cups.
It's like they party and they have fun together. She didn't think anything was going to pop off. And she certainly didn't think it would be the last of her life. Oh, a guy?
Two of Swords.
I think she's trying to tell me that this is jealousy over that she must have got fresh or hit on some guy. That she liked and this is over a male. And I'm getting the impression that they thought of her as being fresh or, you know, the kind of girl that would take your man. That's the impression I'm getting. And even though she's saying, I don't have to take anybody, man, they come to me. Wow.
The Lovers.
Were those people your friends?
Five of Cups.
She's saying she thought they were until they watched or whoever. I don't even know if they were all in the room.
One apparently arrived late.
Who was the guy? Is that who you were fighting about?
The Page of Swords. And the Seven of Wands.
Sorry, it just does it because I'm sorry. It's, you know, it's just gas, you know. I see that this was an emotional trip from the beginning. She feels like she knew she should have turned her back on it and not go. But it was like a deal. And everybody was going. And she wanted to be a part of it because they were friends. But I'm getting the impression she wasn't real close with all of them. And I'm also getting the impression that the girl was fighting maybe for another girl or something. But she said the reason why she didn't fight her is because she thought that she would stop. Like she had got injured early. So it's like, okay, if I don't stop, I want to know, why didn't you get up and run? Why? She said she was injured. It was nothing she was injured. She said she just wouldn't have let her beat her like that. But she said she got injured early. Excuse me. She just want to go home. She just want to go home. She just want to go where her body is. Excuse me, sorry. This was over a male or a love affair, over a threesome, whether it's a male or a female or both. It was over this, and she's saying, I didn't know. The love affair. I don't know if it was the guy that was coming. I don't know, but this is what this was over. I don't know. An argument broke out. Like, you know how they arguing. My question I want to know is, oh, she told me, I wanted to know, why didn't she get up and run? She said that they were there, whoever was there, was it more than one? I'm getting the impression she doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't remember, but I don't even know if all 5 of them or 3 of us there. I'm getting the impression that they all weren't there. But who was there was there. And nobody broke it up. It was a big commotion. I just see here she's just lost. I only see one major arcana. No. Even before I laid it, I said this was over a love affair. A threesome. Somebody lying, somebody cheating. And the thing is, here is this new beginning, this trip they was going to go on. It was a good deal. They all wanted to go. And she turned her back. She was not even going to go. But she changed her mind at the last minute. You know how you think about it, and she says, I'm going to go. But she was feeling funny about it. She was feeling funny. She wasn't feeling 100 about it. But she liked to travel. You know how you like to have fun. And then things just broke out. Wrong things said. You know, too many people. Too much energy. Ask me a question, please.
My question is, what is keeping her from moving on to the afterlife?
It isn't that she is no longer a part of this. I'm tapping into the residue of her because it's still fresh. It is so hard to explain it. I don't know how. It's like I can tap into my mother and she's alive and she doesn't live here because it's the energy that we have. That there is energy that is always going to remain. Like when you die, your body, because this is so fresh, I'm tapping into it. And I know that it sounds like I'm talking to her body or her spirit. No, I'm talking to the residue of it, like a superimposed picture. You get the picture, and yet there's another picture that is distorted, but it's on the other side. It's hard for me to explain these spiritual things, but that is what I'm talking to. I'm talking to the residue, those things that heart houses. Residue, the impression, the snapshot of the last, that we all have one. Some of us are at rest. Some of us are not. She had a brutal death. She suffered in pain. She said she suffered. I'm asking her, and I'm hearing her, and I'm saying, why didn't you talk? And she was sick, she said, and I just couldn't talk. Like I just couldn't. It was just like a function I just didn't she just was discombobulated. That's the word. I'm getting impressions and I'm explaining the impressions. I just feel sad. But there is a part of her that accepts this. Because she said that there was things, like I shouldn't have gone, but you know how so many people are, but they party because they have fun. She didn't really think it was going to be, but it did. And I could just hear her saying, if I know it was going to be that. And I'm not saying it like she's saying it. I'm saying it like me. Because she's saying it harshly, if you know what I mean. And I'm saying it like she's saying, if I knew some things was going to pop off, I would have left. But it's more angrily than that. It's more derogatory. She would have left. And she just don't, it's like a part of her is just saying, like, I won't get to see my mama anymore, my mother is worried. I know my mother, they're going to find out what they did to me. They're not going to get away, but she's angry. And she was just on me. This was just a trip that was supposed to be for a few days, fun in the sun and chilling, hanging out. Supposed to have been a blast. Supposed to have been like one of those trips. But then something was said and something popped off with some man, some woman, and then it was just, and it just happened to be her in the middle. And I can just hear her saying, you know what, it didn't have to be all that. And I get the impression she feels as though that the woman was showing off. Like, when you fighting, just showing off. You knew you won, so you just showing off. Wow. But there is a part that is angry because she's discombobulated, She is, her spirit, or wherever, this is in Mexico, or wherever that place is, She's in a place. And I don't want to say Mexico like Mexico, like, you know, whatever that space, whatever that energy, where that happened. And I truly believe that she is going to reconnect with her body. Not body as in come alive, but where her body is, she'll be able to ascend. I hope that made sense.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really did. And if it was a trigger for anyone, I hope not. But I try to make it as mild as I could and as gentle as I could. And I hope that the information come through. The guy that was there that helped her, was that her boyfriend? I think they was like kicking it, you know. And I'm wondering, because it's not clear, I'm wondering, was it over him? But we will never know, because apparently they didn't tell him much of anything either. And that's what I'm wondering. But I don't know, so I don't want to say anything, you know. And of course, there's some things I'm just not going to say because I don't want to be accountable. So I'll just be able to say what I'm getting out of her sentiment. She knew her body was gone from wherever. I didn't know that. So that lets me know she is communicating with me. But it fades in, it fades out, it fades in, it fades out. It makes me feel nervous and gassy, you know. But all at the same time, I just hope that what little bit of information, just over the fact that this was over some kind of a love affair or some boy or some girl, just over something that was said. That's sad. Now that's sad. And that's what she's saying. Had I had known, I would have never gone. Because she's saying, she knew. But you know, you figure, I get it. I get it. Well, anyway, that's my read for, what's her name? Shaquella Robinson. Shaquella Robinson, I know that you're going to find your peace. And for Shaquella family, prayers go up for you guys. That must be a horrible thing for a mother to experience. But she does reach out, and she is saying, I want my mother. She missed her family. Not like a human being, but as someone that is discombobulated, and she understands that I don't have my body. I just want to be where my body is. If that makes any sense to you all. That means when I get to my body, I know that I'm home. And I don't know if she could receive me saying your body is with your family. In Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't know if she could receive that or she can hear that. Or even if she can do it. You know, because right now she's just in that in-between lost state. But remember, this is just the residue. And maybe her residue may stay there forever. I have no idea. But that has nothing to do with her soul. That has nothing to do with her spirit. Her spirit goes to where it goes. This is not her being tortured. This is like a snapshot in time where an incident played over and over and over. She can never tell me nothing of the future. She can never tell me nothing of the past. The only thing she can tell me is what this snapshot is, like a superimposed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So it's not like she's talking and no, it's only that moment. That moment that was snapped in time is what I'm tapping into. As far as this woman is in her resting place. But this is not what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with those things in another dimension that haunts us. That rattles tables, that is another dimension. And that's a dimension we're all in when we pass. It's just, are you going to be in what kind of state? You understand what side of the fence are you on? You know, because it just depends on how you die. It's just some people die at peace. This woman did not die at peace. She said she suffered. And she said that woman hits felt like iron. And I didn't even want to say anything. She said though that woman hits felt like she was being hit with iron, like iron poles. I can't even imagine. And she says, and when she pushed her, it was like she felt like I'm not no little girl. And she's like, when she slung her like a rag doll. Like she wanted to do harm. Like she was like that kind of anger. She didn't even know how to deal with that. So she figured if I just stop, she'll stop because she was in pain. That is what the main thing that I get from this. And that she just want to be where her body is. And that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope it wasn't a trigger for some. But nevertheless, I didn't know how it was going to go. But I was willing to do it. So I thank you, my little munchkins, my little crones, and my little chicken. Ciao.